You can never just kind of say, well, okay, this is as much as I can do.
Everyone looks to you to sort of get in and actually do the nuts and bolts work with it.
I am a psychologist, a mom, a referee.
Footage that falls short in some major way.
You must never give up. You must find a solution.
Usually in the genres I work with, like tough guys doing, extraordinary jobs in extreme conditions. Dog the Bounty Hunter. Often what you find, like most documentary editing, is that you don't know what you're going to get. You kind of hope for what you might get, but it usually falls short. And this one particular show that I was working on, I was producing and writing a pilot for Discovery Channel. And like a lot of these pilot shows, I mean, we had a budget and a treatment and a schedule and, an air date. And so I went to Alaska in 300 miles north of the Arctic Circle to Prudhoe Bay to film the hardworking men, I would say women, but there really were no women, the hardworking men of this company called Catgo, and they service the oil industry in these vehicles that are specialized to protect the tundra, so they can work in the North Slope of Alaska, but yet be environmentally safe. The thing was that when we got there, we had a contract with Catco, but everything fell through. The oil companies, infamous as they are, kind of pulled the plug on our access, and all of a sudden Catco was like, well, we don't have access to our clients anymore. But we do still make fuel runs to Eskimo villages. And we were kind of forced to be like, well, we're here in Alaska, we spent all this money, we still have an air date, we have to make this work. So to make a long story short, we got one run. We could go for 3 days to this Eskimo village, and 3 days of footage when we thought we were going to get 2 months, and we had to make a show out of it. Here I brought a 3-minute clip where really nothing happens.
The journey begins with a problem.
Cold tires.
After hours of sitting in the minus 40s, their airbag tires have been flattened by the extreme cold. Every inch needs to be taken carefully. Forcing the tires now could puncture them.
Okay, so clearly, this run for them was as routine as going to the deli. It's constantly our battle when you're working in documentary or this type of docu-series stuff, that you're writing the script in there. You're trying to make archetypes of other characters. You're trying to adhere to that formula, I guess, that character plus conflict equals plot. And so if you heighten the characters, you heighten the obstacles, you're going to produce a plot that people can follow. And that, it seems almost simplistic, like film editing 101, but it's a very good example of how that's true.
I get out, hook up my toe strap, and he can help jumpstart me.
And it kind of goes to show you that sometimes when you set up these obstacles and these characters, and you have an audience that's joining you in experience, and that's what it is, you're creating an experience for an audience. When they're in your story, the hills and valleys can be very gentle, but within the perspective of them in your story, they seem large. They seem larger than life. So you're forgiven a lot, and you don't, and in hindsight, looking at the problem we had, we should have given ourselves a bigger break, and I hope, thankfully, it worked out well.
The team can finally make headway home, but the next 200 miles of tundra bluffs and snowdrifts is terrain rife with disaster potential.
Well, a lot of these problems are universal, whether you're making a docuseries reality show or Raging Bull or anything else. Mm-hmm. That, these are journeys that you're creating for our characters, and you're striving to give an experience to an audience. And I try to think, rather than disseminating information through audiovisual media, I try to say, these people are going to have an experience. How can we heighten that experience? When you start looking through that prism, a lot of opportunities present themselves.